Hey there, beloved Ascension pioneers. Welcome to my video about being divine integral. So sovereign integrals, what is this? Well, before starting to read the automatic writing, a very short one that I received just now, the new moon awareness coming through, which I asked for, I want to share something that happened to me personally. As you know, in my videos, I don't want to just share general guidance and what I received through Spirit. I also want to share my own soul stories and journeys and embodiments of what I'm going through myself, so you can better assist yourself in your own journey. That's just what my service is mainly focused upon, just being me and sharing, So whenever there's something that's going on that I feel it's really important, not just for me, but for the whole of us, because we're going through this on a collective level as well as Ascension pioneers, as way showers, and divine integrals eventually as well. It is really important that I share this, some of the things that are really important. And when I've been sharing already as writing on my Facebook page and profile, I've seen a lot of people have been sharing the same. I think that a lot of people are actually going through very similar experiences right now. And these are the so-called initiations of Spirit. Why they're here, I'll read to you right now. But first, let me say, what happened to me was something that at the beginning it felt kind of like shock. It was transcended quite easily and fast because, if the soul is already aware, it already knows. The knowing is already in the soul. It's just the body that sometimes needs a while to get it and to adjust. So what happened was, on Saturday morning, today's Monday, the day of the new moon, it's the 8th of July, and on Saturday morning, just from returning from organic market, all of a sudden, straight out of the blue, I was struck in my back. And my first thought, first impressions, first feelings are always the right ones. And my first thought was, what is this energy gluing itself to me now? I was like, what is this? But then during the day, it got a bit worse, and I was writing about it, and, my mind is plugged in, like everyone else's mind, going through major transformation and transcendence. The mind wanted to figure many things out. So in the evening, I was guided to talk to my friend, a beautiful soul, and we were talking, and I said, can you help me? Can we meditate together? Because a lot of times we were meditating together, via Skype. And she said, yeah. She said, but what's this black skirt you're wearing? I said, well, yeah, it's my back that's hurting. It's something, and I can figure quite out what it is. And it's something that happened to me only three times in my life. I'm an athletic being. I was running all week. It was nothing physical, and I knew. I kept saying it's an energetic thing, but I didn't know. I kept trying to convince myself, okay, it's mine, but what? Because I didn't know. And she said, it's nothing yours. It's just because you were under some stress and you have gotten this, but let's see what it is. And then we've been meditating, and before that, she said that it was like a thing, that someone is doing this to me, that someone's trying to harm me, consciously or unconsciously, but they're doing this energetically. And she said, who have you been in contact with? And I said, let's just meditate, let's see. And we started meditating. There was this beautiful angelic music playing, and funny thing, all of a sudden, I get a face appearing right in front of me. And I'm like, why am I starting to think about this person now? My friend. It was my friend. I thought it was. And then all of a sudden, I just had this instant spirit knowing, and it's like all the pieces of the puzzle, all the awareness, everything came together in a perfect timing. And when we stopped the meditation and when you opened our eyes, I said to my friend, oh my God, I know who it is. It's her. It's this person. And she said, She's nodding her head. And she's saying, I also been guided to ask you whether you've been in contact with anyone like this recently. I said, yeah, I just talked to her last day on Skype. And she said, yeah, and I also received guidance from the angelic realms that it's someone who's giving you a physical gift. So you have their energy, you have something. And immediately I knew what it was. I went to get it. Me and my mom burned it. We got rid of everything. And next day, it was yesterday, it was a beautiful healing day for me. I was getting in touch with my own healing abilities. And this is the thing. It's not like these things that are very much of lower nature can have an effect on us. But I was asking Spirit, why? You know, if I'm so in light and so in love, even though I was in stress a bit, why could these things work on me for a while? It was like this very dark thing. And I remember that basically last year I met this woman on YouTube, and she was telling me about this person. She received spirit guidance, and she said, this person is jealous of you, they're this. And because they were my friend, I didn't believe the person. And I said, I don't know, because you know, as Jesus was initiated in the Aquarian Gospel, when they told him certain things, and he didn't want to listen to what other men were saying, he wanted to get divine knowing through himself. He said, I'm going to listen to the Father, so the Spirit. And I said back then the same thing. I said, I don't want to be involved in any dramas. I don't even think about it. He said, I just will see the truth always shows itself, you know, in appropriate divine timing. And basically recently I was guided a lot already not to talk to this person anymore, because it didn't feel uplifting. It felt weird. And I just stick to it because it's the known, the routine. You're used to it. You know this person, so now what? And see, I didn't follow through my guidance that I was already receiving. And I was instantly remembered of all those things, of all this, you know, of all of these things. And because my heart was always so pure, and then many times I was naive before in my life, because I come from these higher realms, you know. Before I was assisting in these higher realms, and coming to earth for me sometimes it's so mystery, it's so a puzzle. I can't understand these lower human emotions such as jealousy. And you know, a lot of people also under psychic attacks, and they don't even know what they're doing, because there's entities working with them, and only them themselves can ask for help, actually. So I was asking Spirit, why did this happen anyway? And the answer was instant. It was, you created this for yourself. You needed this to work on you, this pain. You needed this, so you started thinking about it. So you started triggering yourself. You started activating that awareness should come to you, that truth be known. And I'm like, of course, if nothing happens, you just stick to the routine, and then something happens. We create it because we are ready to receive the answers. We are ready to receive awareness. And then I was talking to my beautiful sister of light, and she said she's been having some similar, not the same, but similar experiences with people in her life, and the discernment is now really a huge lesson in her lives. Why? Because being a divine integral, sovereign integral, means you are living a life that is not personal. And personality is very personal. So sometimes people who you think they're your friends, or they're nice to you, and you know, not everything is that shines like gold will actually be gold. A lot of things pretending to be light that are not light. And when we are being sovereign integral, we will see with the eyes of the soul. The soul is always neutral. The soul knows because it feels. So sometimes, you know, you have situations when it looks right, it smells right, it hears right, but it just doesn't feel right. And in that case, it just isn't right. So why are we having those experiences? Without further ado, I would like to read you what I just wrote. And that will be kind of like a conclusion to this video, which is just a message for all of us to know that there's things going on. You know, the fourth dimension, the 4D, the astral is still collapsing. But there's still people that are being influenced and that are choosing this path. And sometimes they will even pretend they're choosing the higher path, but they're not walking their talk. So be observant. Are there these people that you're in contact with, are they really having high vibrational life? Or they don't? Do they live magic? Do they live a full reach life? Are they of service? This will show you. If anyone who's of service in a true, genuine, authentic way, you will see their vibration is high. But whoever is just saying things and just talking about certain spiritual aspects, but they're not living this way and they're never of service, then you know that you should see with the eyes of the soul, okay? Not with the personality that often gets attached and has opinions and attachments. Oh no, this person is not this way, I don't believe this. But be ready to see it yourself. Don't say, I will believe this person, what they said, or maybe I'll double check with this person. It doesn't matter. If the awareness doesn't come through you, like I had this instant knowing, I have no doubt. I did all the things I was guided to do because I had no more doubt. I didn't, question it like, maybe yes, maybe no. I knew it. That's higher knowing. So, okay. This is the part where I read to you. This is what I wrote. Dear Spirit, I wish to write about the lessons, so experiences, because lately I've been guided to replace the word lesson with the word experience. It's more neutral. Again, we're shifting to neutral, guys. So, the lessons and experiences and challenges that are moving us into being divine integrals. Because of so many people having these kind of experiences, Yes, so many now have been tuning only to the light aspect of creation. You know, you can get blindfolded if you do that. That is why those kind of experiences are needed to shift one into being a divine, sovereign integral, which is a being fully aligned with their source incarnate self, completely neutral, self-observant, and aware. This is a state of objectivity that knows no opposite, where light and dark are actually one, where there is only the truth of divine love as the drive of all life and creation. And all love is truly neutral, and it is the truth of the absolute. The truth here about such individuals who have been through such initiations is that they have been giving their power away in some way or another. And this does not merely mean saying no instead of saying yes, you know, when you say set your boundaries, or living positively, for example, extreme positivism. So saying no to darkness, saying no, there's no darkness. This is not just about the extreme positivism movement instead of raising vibration through raising awareness, which is the only way of expansion. This means fully embracing all of it, you know, and moving from the fear personality-based living to a soul-based way of living. The personality so often gets, well, you know, personal. That's what we call it, personality. And the soul is always neutral. So it sees things, events, and people, whatever takes place, as an external reflection of the inner, as always, it sees through the eyes of the divine, the eyes of the absolute, the eyes of that which simply is, always was, and always shall continue to be. That is the nature of all that is, and that is what is needed on a path of embodying truth. So the divine state of a sovereign self-integral, a being that lives by the truth and principles of their divine nature. This is triggered by divine remembrance, so this is the spiritual aspect, that which comes to you as a spiritual knowing, and the external triggers, so these are the physical embodiment aspects. This is what will draw you to incarnate this, to embody this, you know, so these two need to work hand in hand. For the soul, knowing is just not enough when one is to embody it in the physical. So we need physical triggers and experiences as well. We need to go through these experiences, you know, that's why there's no wrong or good or bad or whatever. It just is. That is why all beings who are on a path of self-mastery, we're giving these challenges as opportunities to expand and embody the awareness of their higher self. These are all initiations of our own spirit self. So it's not like the divine tests you, you know. So when we set upon such a journey, we have these initiations. And this is the journey of physical ascension. So these are not tests, neither are they lessons or failures, mistakes. They are simply the experiences that are needed. So they are required for one to shift into their true state of self-mastery and alchemy, and living as a sovereign integral, a life of their true soul freedom and divine potential. This process is seen as completely neutral by the soul, and the more one is neutral, the more they are aware of it. And that is how it was for me, because at the beginning, the instant shock that I received when I knew of what was going on in the behind the scenes. So the moon, you know, the moon aspects sometimes it presents you're being affected by something that's happening behind the scenes and you're not seeing it yet. And this is also, I remember the message in the card I received. And then it's coming into scene. And when it did, at first, the initial shock was very short. I was instantly feeling peace and just love. You know, my opinions or feelings or nothing changed for the person, for the experience. I was neutral. I just said, this is what I need to do now. Period. No longer, you know, no more. You know, we say here, we have the saying that says, the things happen to you. You know, like I said, my back thing happened 3 times and was always the same dark energies working somehow. So we say here, the first time happens to you. The first time, the last one, and never again. So the third one is about never again, because why? Because when you come into awareness, you don't no longer need this experience. And it shows you in which way you still have been giving your power away, so you were not fully listening and following through your divine guidance. Anyway, guys, be neutral, be discerning, live as a fully incarnate source, and this is when we are truly divine integrals. And watch my video about higher chakric system, which explains this a bit further, and how we are linked to all creation and all life within all that is. I'm gonna go take a break now on my pillow from all this writing and sourcing and recording, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Lots of love. Bye.